Hello, everyone. Pardon the bird. He's always noisy when I start a live, and I'll probably have to actually cover him. But give me 1 second. You do. Need to be quiet. Yeah, you're loud. Ugh. Hello. Hi, Jesse. How's it going? The move went pretty well, all things considered. My bird might just be noisy this time, but we'll see. How am I today? Not so great. I've been battling a sinus infection for about a week, and I think I'm on day 3 of antibiotics for it. So they're finally really starting to hit me and affect my system, and I'm a grump and not feeling good. But I thought I would at least hop in. Ugh. Yeah, I'm kind of in this stage where, like, yesterday I felt a little bit better. And then today it's just like the antibiotics have fully hit my system. So, do I still have a high chair? Stuart, I do have it. The thing about this high chair is it's kind of not meant to be a high chair most of the time, except for a baby. And it's not very comfortable for me, so I don't really use it. It's a 4-in-1 chair. It can be a rocker for a baby, it can be a high chair, it can be a toddler chair, and it can be like an adult lounge chair. So it's not really suitable for me per se. But yeah. Sending well wishes and love your way. Thank you. I feel like crap. Hey, Missy. It's not currently set up. I don't even know where it is right now. We did bring it with us, but I think it's out in the garage in the pile of crap that we have to still unpack. Do I still have my crib? Of course, yes. We set that up immediately. That was the first thing that came into the house and was set up. So yeah. The nice thing about where we moved is because this was my in-laws' house. They moved to Montana for work, and to be with my boyfriend's mother, our grandmother. So they moved for work. They were moving into a setup house, and we kind of moved into a semi-established house. So it wasn't like bare bones. Like they left us some dishes, they left us a bunch of stuff. Our downstairs room, our basement family room, is full of some furniture that we've got to either refurbish and sell or use ourselves. We're not sure. So that was kind of nice, is that we moved into a fairly established household. And I apologize for the lighting, guys. It's overcast outside, and my camera doesn't like non-lit rooms very well. My high chair says it holds up to 250 pounds. It can hold me still, and I'm a little bit over that. It's just not comfortable. It's a canvas seat that doesn't like it has a metal rod that the fabric is wrapped around, and then it goes up to another metal rod. So it's this canvas seat with a very small amount of padding. It's not meant to be an adult high chair, so it's not very comfortable. It pushes on your legs at the metal rod in the front, but keeping my binkies in a good place. Well, currently it's right here. I'll give you guys a look. I meant to post the video about this today. I haven't gotten it up, but I'll just give you guys a sneak peek of my new binky. Not courtesy. I did buy it from adultpacifier.com. And they'll be linked in the video when I put it up. Jealous I have a crib. Yeah, we kind of threw this crib together very quickly, because we are polyamorous. So we have 3 people in one relationship. But me and the other partner aren't really romantically together, but we're best friends. And I am an insomniac. I sleep terribly. I don't like sleeping with people because they keep me up, they wake me up, all this stuff. So we decided that it would be best for me to have a crib in my own room, which serves two purposes. Number one, it's a crib and I love it. Number two is that I have seizure disorder, so I am safe at night if anything goes on. But yeah, glad to see you. Hope you're feeling better, Sis. I'm working on it. Sinus infections really hit me hard because I had the sinuses in my genetic line are just horrible. So, haircut, yes. It's not done or anything like that. I literally showered last night, didn't comb it, nothing. So it's a little bit crazy. Normally I kind of spike it in the middle type thing. But yes, new haircut. I got tired of the haircut I had. I'm not selling the crib yet, Richard. I'm or not the crib, the high chair. I'm not selling it yet. But it is possible I will, because if I sell it, I can save that money toward getting an actual high chair that I personally choose. This one was sent to me for a review from a friend. Amount for the crib? The crib cost me personally about $250. My boyfriend put it together, did everything. Unfortunately, see, the thing is, it was kind of a makeshift one. This is not our final setup. Once, because we're in this house to fix it up, sell it, or to buy it ourselves, we're not sure. Once we figure that out, then we can start making plans for my crib that will last years and years. Number 3 for crib, baby playtime, and number 4. Actually, no, we do not use the crib for anything like that. Because I have there's some issues that I have with being restrained and things like that. Timeout space, no. Sometimes daddy will put me in there just to kind of chill. Like, you just need a chill time. And but it's never used as a punishment. Playtime, I don't really play in the crib because of my insomnia. We keep my bed for my bed and we keep playtime elsewhere. So yeah. Good to see you too, Matt. Yeah, sinus infections are worse with unseasonable. Yes. We here in Kansas, things are just starting to kind of turn to the cooler thing. We had like 60, 70-degree weather for like a week, then it got up to the hundreds, and now it's back down. Today it's like 75 is the high, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. But yeah, so I don't feel great. I thought I would. I don't have the energy to do a ton. And I did record a video, and I may put that up later. I'm not sure. I might just put it up another day. But my head is killing me, so yay. My car said 92. This is New York State. Yeah, I grew up in New York State, so I get it. um, but it's nice. Like, the thing about Kansas is the weather is pretty dang gorgeous. Can we see your crib? Not currently, because I had a leak this morning and I'm washing everything, so my room is a wreck right now. Well, not a wreck, but the bed's not made, nothing. I will do a video on my crib before too long. So I wanted to get it to the point of where because I'm going to be decorating that room here soon. I love the desert. Ugh. I like fall weather. Like, if I could have fall weather year round, I would be happy. As long as there was a pool somewhere indoors that I could swim in. Yeah, leaks do happen. I haven't leaked in a really long time, and because I'm sick, the antibiotics are causing bowel issues and dehydration issues. So, last night I drank Gatorade, I drank Body Armor, I drank a ton of water and juice to kind of get my immune system boosted, or my fluid levels boosted. And I woke up at 7:30 and I was dry. And I fell back asleep till noon and woke up and I was completely drenched. So it all happened right then and there, pretty much. I did do a video on my Banky, and I will be posting that here either this week or next week. I recorded, I think, 2 or 3 videos at a time, but I do have a couple more to record too. So, But yeah, I do have a new video on my Binky, and I seriously cannot recommend this company enough. And then I did go ahead and make my own Binky clip to go with it. So, but yeah, um, I'm kind of thinking today. I don't feel good. I don't particularly want to watch TV. I tried sewing and that did not go well. I'm just not feeling up to it. I'm still really shaky and not eating well, so standing and doing the sewing was really tough. Um, you can't see the name on my chat. It's called Just a Chat, I think. But yeah, so I'm home chilling today. My boyfriend is at work till quite late tonight, and I am. If you wake up, try at 7:30. Try going to the flusher. Yeah, but I don't have the ability to make myself go. Because of the way my incontinence is, I just can't. I don't have the nerves to tell my bladder to go. It doesn't work. I can't force myself to urinate, so it doesn't work that way. But it is. I figured I'd be okay because I was dry. No, I laid on my stomach, and that was a bad idea. So, but like I haven't leaked in several months, and in my bed, it's been really long time since I've leaked. So, okay, see you later, Missy. Um, but yeah, so life has been trying to calm down. It's still a little bit crazy. I still haven't even unpacked my kitchen all the way. I haven't unpacked plushies and toys and things like that. But it's kind of a slow process. I have to take it slow because I just don't have the energy or the stamina to unpack a lot at once. So yeah. But ugh, no. I am absolutely exhausted. I will say that much. But I've been binge watching The 100, which is a super good show. Um, did you get deep sleep to noon time? Yeah, I did. That's the weird thing with my insomnia, Jesse. I did actually my doctor did just increase my insomnia medication because I was having issues with waking up throughout the night a lot again and not really sleeping well, not being able to get to sleep very well. So we upped my insomnia meds a couple days ago. Um, but the weird thing with me is like when I am sleeping, once I'm asleep, I'm really, yes, big jam, I am. Um, Once I'm asleep, I go pretty deep asleep, but even like throughout the night, like things can wake me up. Like my cat will wake me up. But if I wake up anytime in the morning anytime between 6, 7, things like that, and I fall back asleep, I will be so dead to the world that I don't hear anything. Um, Things are like crazy. Like for example, when I first moved here in our first apartment, there was a misunderstanding with our neighbor and some people, and they ended up having the cops there. The cops were there for 2 hours with a bullhorn outside their apartment, banging on their door, things like that, and I didn't hear a thing until they banged on my sliding glass door to wake me up and get me out of the apartment. But yeah, that's how deep I sleep in when I wake up in the morning and go back to sleep. So, but yeah, I have been an insomniac since I was a very young child. It's frustrating. But now with the seizures, it's become important that I do get the sleep that I need because it causes more seizures if I'm not sleeping properly. It causes a lot of anxiety and things like that. So, yeah. I've tried things. I've tried so many medications over the years. I've tried natural routes. I've tried every natural thing there was. They'd work for like a month and then completely stop working. So now I'm on an actual prescription medication that is for insomnia, and it also does help with the anxiety issues as well. Have you done a sleep study? Um, they haven't done a sleep study in a while. Ugh, I don't think I could handle the CPAP or BiPAP because I really get claustrophobic and I don't think I could handle that. The only indicators that I might have sleep apnea are sometimes I wake up like gasping. Um, but I think it's a weird thing because it happens when I'm like half asleep, not all the way asleep. But there's no real indications of that. It's just that I have a very hard time falling asleep, and once I do, it depends. Sometimes I'll sleep deep, sometimes I'll wake up. So, but hello, Tabby Monk. Oh my God, you! I was just watching one of your videos, by the way, from like 2012. um, but yeah, so it's just a weird thing. I'm new to some of this YouTube stuff. Does the dollar sign icon mean? I honestly think it is. Let's see here. It's just like a donation type thing. Um, I went through about 15 masks. Oh God. I don't even think I could handle any type of mask. It would just drive me nuts because it's like I can't have things surrounding my face like that. Even when my cat like curls up next to me in bed, he's like, I can't have him right up. He tries to sleep up in my face. Like he'll lay on my face. But I always make him move. Your boyfriend ever video you trying to sleep? No. That would just cause me not to sleep. But he usually falls 90% of the time he falls asleep before me. And I just am, yeah. Which is more frustrating to deal with, trouble sleeping or waking up wet and messy? Trouble sleeping. Because I don't really give a crap anymore about the whole incontinence thing and stuff. I am not sure how you do that, Richard. I've never done it, so I don't know. But yeah. But the wet and messy thing doesn't really bug me. I rarely wake up messy. I'd say maybe 1 to 2 times a month even. Sometimes it's, up to 4 times, but it's not very common for me to wake up messy. Waking up wet, I've gotten used to. I've been at this for over 10 years. So that I don't have a problem with. It's the getting to sleep that is the problem. I am so I can lay in bed for hours and not sleep. And I developed that. Yes, Richard, it should go to me. I think. As far as I know, it'll tell me I got a donation. It may take some time for it to actually get to Mimi, but yeah, it goes to me. But I developed this habit in the hospital all the time of watching TV to sleep because it would eventually knock me out, and it gave me some sort of noise that wasn't the hospital noises. And so it was like I would just have the TV playing all night long. And eventually they decided to try and medicate me for the sleep because it got to the crazy point where I would be up all night long. And I would be up walking the halls at 3:00 in the morning because I couldn't sleep and I'm just trying to make myself tired. And then they started medicating for the sleep then, but with IV Benadryl, things like that. Nothing really for insomnia. They were just trying to get me to sleep. Does your binky help you sleep? Yes and no. The binky, for me, I've been a thumb sucker my entire life. And when I was 18, I finally switched to a binky when I started getting in the hospital, and I didn't really want to suck my thumb, giving myself all those germs. And I ordered a binky so that I could use that as an alternative. And it does help me sleep. Sucking my pacifier helps me kind of calm down, get into the sleep mode. One problem is with my binky, I then breathe through my nose and I have horrible sinuses. So a lot of the time, one side will be stuffy or the whole thing will be stuffy, and it's hard to breathe a little bit. And so that gets frustrating. If I fall asleep with my binky, I have this horrible thing of it never stays in my mouth all night. I think I've woken up on a handful of times. um, I've woken up a handful of times with it still in my mouth, but it falls out all the time. And then I actually I have woken myself up kind of fussing and trying to find it. My boyfriend has told me that if I don't have it in my mouth, I kind of get cranky and whine, and he has to put it back in, and then I fall back asleep. But yeah, so yeah, but it is kind of a comfort thing. It always will be. I can't sleep if I don't know where it is. Like, I have to know where it is in order to sleep. Even if I don't have it in my mouth, it has to be where I can find it. Um, but yeah, so but there's a whole video all about this binky particularly, not about why I have a binky or anything like that, but the binky is like the one thing that I have to have. That and my Morpheus. But it's kind of cute seeing you twiddling your binky during live. Yeah, I don't usually have it out here because I tend to forget where it is. But with me not feeling good, it's kind of been following me around. So, yeah, but ugh, I don't feel good. I'm getting all stuffy, all that stuff. But I don't know. It was kind of my nap time. Hope everyone has a great day. See you, Matt. Nap time sounds wonderful, but I did just wake up. No, but I've been thinking about doing some drawing. I kind of have to redo my artwork for my nursery because I've changed themes. How do you deal with needing physical connection with your boyfriend and feeling tired most of the time? Naps, what are those? Yeah. I am a huge napper. Like, that is the weird thing is I can nap really well. It's just the nighttime sleeping that I have a problem with. Um, I am not a I'm not a very snuggly person, I guess you could say, Jesse. I prefer at night to be on my own. I don't like I like a few minutes of cuddle time, but even when we were in the same bed, it was like cuddle for a minute and then I'd roll over because I didn't want to be touched anymore. I just wanted to fall asleep. So we get our snuggle time outside of bedtime mostly. And I'm not even then I'm not a snuggly person. Um, we're kind of discovering that I have some well not discovered, but I've known I have some autism spectrum disorder type things. I am definitely on the spectrum. I have some sensory processing issues. So I can't have the physical stimulation from another human while I'm trying to fall asleep because it just messes me up. So I don't seek out physical connection very often. When I'm little, I'm a little bit more so like that. I like to lay on daddy's lap and snuggle and all that type of thing. But I would rather be left alone at night by myself. Like, I don't mind if he sits there and plays with my like when he's trying to get me to fall asleep. He'll sit there and he'll just rub my head, play with my hair. He rubs behind my ear, which I really like. Um, things that are calming me. But if I'm with a human, I don't do so well. I also can't sleep without my cat. Like if I don't know where my cat is, I'll get up and go find him before I fall asleep. But um that physical connection during the night is just not something I really want because it becomes distracting for me because then I'm listening to them breathe and make noises and grind their teeth and snore and it's just like ah, and then I can't sleep. So, but yeah, Dunasi, we are actually thinking about getting me tested at some point for autism because we're discovering that some of my other issues I have um, maybe more an autism trait. And I know based on I've been having a lot of discussions with people lately as things come up, like when I'm experiencing things and how I react to it. But are you having to wear diapers due to incontinence? Yes. I have been incontinent for 2007 was when I really started experiencing it after I had surgeries on my intestines and I had a ileostomy bag for 2 years. After the surgery where they reconnected and got rid of the ileostomy and everything, I started having bowel incontinence as well as bladder incontinence. Most of the time, the bladder incontinence was when I was sick. Um, and the bowel incontinence was just my muscles were completely unused for 2 years, so they atrophied and I had to rebuild them. But as it progressed over the next 4 years about, I had many more surgeries. I had up to 11 surgeries in between 2005 and 2011. And they were all in the same general area. So the nerves to my bladder have just been they just died. They no longer respond to any stimuli. My bladder actually holds urine until it just Like, it just randomly does it because sometimes, my bladder has held up to 800 milliliters because, it just holds it and then it releases. Sometimes it releases little bits, but most of the time it just holds it till it's full and then it bursts and or not it bursts, but it lets go. So, yeah. Do I have stress incontinence? Um, because at this point the muscles around my bladder have atrophied, so I don't have control of the muscle. I cannot make myself pee. So, because I don't have the feeling there, I can't make myself pee. So yes, I have stress incontinence just because the muscles have atrophied at this point. So it's just like if I sneeze, if I cough, if I laugh, yes. But I have a stress incontinence in both ways. I have bladder and bowel when it happens. So I don't like that. But that all to say, I've kind of yes, that is a lot of surgeries to having milk, a lot. That's not even all my surgeries. That's just on my abdomen. I've had wrist surgeries, I've had leg surgery, facial surgery. So that's yeah. But surprisingly, they are all related to my genetic disease. But that's another story for another time. um, but when it comes to the crap, my Netflix just turned off. When it comes to the incontinence and stuff, I kind of like avoided the AB community for a while because I grew up in a very, very strict Christian home. Like you don't even want to know. Hang on one sec. Let me get this thing does not want to work today. So any type of thing that was seen as a fetish or anything like that was wrong. It was absolutely wrong. So I didn't really look into it in the earlier years of my surgeries when I started things like binkies and things like that. I knew what it was at that point because I was in the incontinence community at this point. So I knew what it was, but I didn't allow myself to even consider that I was, even though there were so many signs of it throughout my whole life. And I apologize for my weird speech at the moment. When I talk a lot, sometimes my Bell's palsy kicks in a bit and my face goes paralyzed. But I had a friend back then, and he's like, seriously, you are so AB, it's not even funny. You need to look at these communities. So he introduced me to ADISC and FetLife, and FetLife terrified the heck out of me. I was like, no way. You've got this Christian girl, still a virgin, like completely has no clue, never been educated on the that side of things. And I was just like, oh my God. ADISC was a little more doable for me. But so it took several years for me to really accept that I was AB and understand that that's been something all my life. So, but it became a really great way to cope with the incontinence. And it really, really helped in that area. I was a best friend roommate, Zelly. Her name is Zelly, Zellly. She's doing good. She's at work right now. She's in a new training class, so she's enjoying that time off the phones. We're getting along great. Things are going really good with us, and we're enjoying having a house instead of an apartment. I will tell you that much. My bird loves it. My cat loves it. We're all doing really good right now. So yeah. This e-cig is so wonky right now, it's not even funny. I have terrible batteries, I really need to get some new ones. But yeah, it was kind of funny because I was discussing with my mother the other day. She was talking about the first time she saw my binky and everything like that, and it was at a point where, like, the first time she saw my binky and me use my binky was when I had my first PTSD episode. And like I was completely off the I don't even remember it, but my mom was telling me the scores are great batteries. Um no, it's not low on charge really. It's these batteries actually I had an issue where this thing like it was heating up really really bad and it started melting the coating on the batteries. And it what it kind of destroyed the e-cig at that point, and I'm worried that's happening again because I've had some heat issues, and because of that, it's kind of making me think that all along the batteries have been the issue, not the e-cig. So it's just I fiddle with it and it'll be fine. I do probably need to go charge it, but eh, it's okay. But like my mom has talked about the story of the first time she saw my binky before, but like it comes up every now and then. And this time it came up. It was really quite interesting because it was a look into her perspective. And, she was telling me that I indicated to her that I, needed my backpack and that there was something in my backpack I needed. And she got it out for me. And she's like, I saw the binky and I thought, dang, she's used this thing a lot. And she gave it to me. And if she's like, I kind of told the doctors and nurses I didn't really agree with this, but hey, at this point, we've tried medications, we've tried everything, and she's not calming down and coming out of it. So I'm gonna give it to her. And she actually cried when she saw me use it because she's like, suddenly you were no longer my 20-year-old daughter. She's like, I saw my baby again. And it just made me cry because it was a precious moment. And since then, like um, hang on, she talked to me about it after that and said, you know what? This helps you. I'm not gonna judge. She's like, I know your father and your siblings aren't really gonna agree with it, so kind of keep it in private. Um, and eventually, I think my siblings kind of found out about it because one by one they all came to me about it. And so but I talked to them all. Two of them I kind of brushed it away like, it's something I tried, not really into it anymore type thing. But with my oldest sister and my youngest sister, I have four siblings. I am middle. So I am number 3 of 5. Um the oldest and the youngest are totally okay with it. And and now my mom is to the point now that she's been divorced from my father for so long, which he was the primary reason we were so strict and whatnot. Now that she's been divorced from him for a while, she's actually very okay with it and enjoys talking with me about the AB community. Um, this is good that some are accepting about it. Many do fear when one wants to be open and honest about it. Yeah. Um, like I have a very, very liberal sister who's farther out there than you would like. She's an interesting character. Um, and she's actually got a friend who's a DO. So she kind of knew about that type of thing. And then my mom gradually became more accepting of it, didn't really care as much. My younger sister, she kind of started knowing about it because like when I was sick, I would spend a lot of time up in my room because I had a hospital bed and everything up there. And she was the type that would just barge in. Um, she would just come in and I'd be in my shirt and diaper because that's what I primarily wore all the time. So she would just be nonchalant, just barge in and come and sit on the bed and talk to me. And I'd be like, huh, I'm in just a diaper. But, she was very, very cool and chill about it. And we actually had a road trip one time with her and I that was a 7.5 hour road trip. And she asked a lot of questions about it and was very, very cool about it. So that's really nice. I still don't really discuss it with my siblings that much, but my mother, I do discuss it quite a bit. So, but yeah. Did your youngest sister even barge in the middle of the diaper? No, she didn't do that. No, she would like knock and then barge, and if I was changing, I usually did most of my changes in the bathroom at that time. Um because I didn't do well with it. Didn't do diaper changes while laying down. So, I was usually not in my room. She honestly didn't care. When you have 4 sisters, you kinda end up and you share a room all your life, most of your life. You end up, not really caring if somebody's getting dressed or whatnot. And my younger sister and I were so close that we would get dressed in the same room all the time and not have a problem. But, she'd be respectful of if I said, "Hey, no, I don't want you in here right now." She would be fine. But there were times where she'd just be like, "Knock, knock, come in," and it'd be like my bottle's sitting out on my bed. or my binky's sitting out, so she really didn't give a shit. She's a great sibling to this very day. She is. Her and I are very close, even though we don't live apart, and she's very understanding of my lifestyle. She is a non-judgmental person, and I absolutely love her. And my mom is the same way too at this point. And I don't speak with my father for many reasons. And the other two that aren't as okay with it, it's not that I don't talk to them. It's just that we've never been that close, because my one sister has 4 kids. She's busy. My other sister's very busy. So we just don't really talk that much. But the other ones, they're perfectly fine with it, which is really nice. I don't have a problem sharing my artwork that I do with my mom or anything like that, or my sisters. They're very, very open about it with me. So that's cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to decide what to do today. I really don't feel good, but I feel like I kind of need to start pushing myself to do things while I get better. And it's just like, I pulled all my art stuff out now. Like, since we've been here I think we've been here for about almost a month. We moved in the end of August. So the last day of August, literally. We moved over Labor Day, which was cool. I might open up the house. We'll see here. I live where we live right now is full of trees and pollen and everything, so I keep my AC on for those purposes. But I do go outside a lot. So I have been outside already today, and I'll see if once it cools down in the evening even more, because I think it's like 76 degrees right now. I'll open it up, because that way it won't heat up the house too bad. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna probably do a little bit of drawing. I got all my art stuff pretty much unpacked. Like, all my finished artwork is still out in the garage, in my boxes and my portfolios and stuff. But I got out my drawing stuff today. It's sitting right here. And I want to do something. I want to be creative, but so drawing is something I can do from my couch in my comfy seat and stuff like that. So usually when I draw, I play lots of Netflix. So, but I got out my reference book, because when I use a reference, I print it off and put it in a book so I can go back and use it again. What is happening with the sewing business? Good question. It's been like, I have quite a few orders that I need to work on that came in right as we were moving. So I had to tell everybody, look, I'm moving. I cannot guarantee this is going to be on time, because I have to paint my sewing room, because it was my brother-in-law's bedroom. It is fluorescent green. So it is a horrible, nasty color. And it actually makes working in that room really hard, because it what's the word? Distorts all the colors. So matching things is hard. It's a hard color to be in that room. It's basically like a green screen. So it's a little, radioactive room, kind of. It's kind of crazy. I wanted to get that painted, because I'm going to paint it white for the best lighting in there. And I wanted to get it painted before I set it up. But as when we moved, started my boyfriend's busy season. So he's literally, for the next, starting yesterday, he worked from 7 a.m. till I think he got home at like 10:30 or 11 at night. And same thing today, same thing tomorrow, same thing Sunday. So he works over at the KU. He works for the Rock Chalk Park, which is the softball, soccer, track and field events, and tennis. So he takes care of all those events. So he's very busy right now, because school just started. So he's not able to do these projects right now. But Jeep Wrangler green sound like a bright room. Yeah, I could show it to you guys, but it doesn't even show up that well on camera. It's bad, and I cannot stand it. Thankfully, my bedroom is just white right now, so that one can wait a while. But that sewing room, which is right next to my bedroom, is just horrible, and it's just like, "Oh my god." But I did try to work on I got a diaper cut out for an order, and that's about as far as I got because I was not feeling good. But, it's been going fairly well. I've got a lot of orders going, right now. So, yeah. It's my only source of income for myself. I mean, not my only source, but it's the only way I can earn income at the moment. So, it's helped. Update on disability. We are now in the process of waiting for a court date. So, I just spoke with my lawyer, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and they're just waiting for, um, the court date scheduling, and, that could be a year or more. So, we're kind of in a holding period at this point. Sounds like you need help sewing. Yes and no. I mean, part of the nobody around here, no one in my house sews like I do. I've been sewing since I was 8 years old, and so I don't trust other people to do my sewing at this point. And the sewing is not really that bad. It's just that I've been so sick right now, um, that it's not been really doable. Once I'm off the antibiotic and I'm starting to feel better, I can usually push through the regular chronic pain type stuff to do the sewing. Um, and I'm also waiting for measurements from a couple of people because I don't know. I sometimes people don't realize when you're getting a sewing piece commissioned the level of measurements that I need. It's like I'm waiting for basically one specific measurement. And that can make or break the outfit right now because it's the torso measurement. And it's like, I can't accurately do this for you. And you paid $150 for this thing. So it's like you want it to be accurate to fit you right. And that's the one thing with these footed pajamas that I sew is that the pattern has been made as a basic. I mean, it really I make the pattern without any alterations and I'm only 5'4". So it fits perfectly somebody about 5'4". But anybody who's taller is going to have a longer torso, longer legs, and the pattern is adjustable. So it's like I kind of have to know these measurements in order to move on. So that's where it comes in. I'm going to have to like kind of skip over someone till I can get their measurement and go to the next one. But I love it. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite things to do. Between that and artwork. Yeah, those are my favorites, but okay. Jesse, I grew up wanting to have like a family of 10. Um, at this point, we kind of have determined that I should not and possibly cannot get pregnant. Number one, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome and only one ovary now. So that greatly, because of the way polycystic ovarian syndrome works, instead of developing an egg, the follicle develops into a cyst. So it never becomes an egg and it makes getting pregnant extremely hard. Number two is my genetic disease. I really do not want to pass it on to a child. It has a 50-50 chance of passing on, and usually 50% of your children or more will have it. So we've kind of determined that we want to stop that disease in our family. Um, and so far, none of the people that have this disease in my generation, so my cousins, my sister, we have not had biological children at this point. And the only one that I think would ever do so would be my younger sister. But because of all the surgeries I've had, they've literally had to put my uterus and things back in place because they've gotten so distorted by all my surgeries. Um, and they're pretty sure that I won't ever be able to bear my own children. So, the answer is probably no. Does the family disease affect? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. My uncle has 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. One son and his daughter have it. My father's family has 7 children. They only had 2 girls. 1 girl has it, the rest of the boys have it. Me and my sister, we have all girls in my family. Her and I have it. It really doesn't go based on gender at all. It's a very dominant gene, unfortunately. So my father has 4 biological children. 2 of them have it. The funny thing is, his oldest does not, then I do, then the next one does not, then the youngest does. So it's really funny because I think it works out. No, it does not work out the same way in my uncle's family. But like my one uncle, my father's youngest sibling, he has the disease, and he only had 1 child, and she does not have the disease. So she's 18 now, I think, and so he stopped that, which is fantastic. If you do not have the disease, you cannot pass that on. So for my sister who has 4 children, she can't pass it on. And thankfully nowadays there's the genetic testing, which my family started actually. My father was the first one in his family to get genetic testing, and his kids were also the first ones to get tested. So we knew for a fact that my 2 siblings did not have it, but that me and my younger sister did. So it really doesn't matter gender. One of the reasons that I am so severe is that I have a secondary syndrome that goes along with it called Garner's syndrome. And it causes desmoid tumors. It causes like other different growths. Like I am very prone to cysts, but they're not your typical cyst. Oh, come on. This thing is, there we go. Did you hear? I did hear you. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Special challenges means tends to most male in my birth dad's side of the family sometimes skips a generation. Unfortunately, this disease does not skip a generation. But yeah, I'm not really sure where you wanted to go with that. With the you're not into the community. According to your name, you're in half of the community, but maybe you're not into the AB side of things. That's very common. But yeah, like my grandmother, the first recorded case that we have is my father's mother, so my grandmother. My grandfather was able to trace it farther back, given the family history, things, what different family members died of, things like that. My grandmother actually passed away because of this disease. She had the variation that I have, the Garner's syndrome, which causes tumors. And back in, I think she passed away right before I was born or right after I was born, but they didn't really have the ability to operate on these tumors. And her tumor was 18 pounds. She looked like she was pregnant for years. So she did finally pass away from that tumor. I do have a tumor. It's very slow growing, but they kind of leave it alone because with these types of tumors, if you operate and remove them, they're more likely to come back. So we kind of just let things slide. And it's hard to check up on them without surgery because they don't show up on CAT scans very well. But yeah, so dealing with genetic stuff is not fun. I pretty much have every genetic problem that has been passed down in my family. So it's like, okay, I just drew the short straw. But yeah. So any other questions, guys? I'm probably going to wrap it up around about an hour-ish is usually when I tend to wrap it up. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm just deciding what I'm going to draw a little bit. I might just do some sketching. I need to work on profile views. Why do polyamory families think that it's ethically okay to keep marrying within their families? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Tevi Monk, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's awesome to have you. Like I have been following your artwork for so long. And now you're like in my chat. I'm kind of like starstruck at the moment. I just was watching a video of yours from like 2012. Jesse, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Polyamory. Polyamory families think it's ethically okay to keep marrying within their families. Just so excited to see your new Binky video. Yeah, it's gonna be coming up. I don't know if I'm gonna keep my Friday schedule or not, but I at least wanted to stream today because I was bored. I don't feel great. I can talk. I do talking well even when I don't feel good. But yeah. No, let me see if my most recent piece of like I do a lot of drawing like My Little Side. A lot of drawing of My Little Side. Hey Twizzler, nice to see you. It's been a while. But yeah, I do a lot of drawing of My Little Side, and I'm kind of trying to branch out. Jesse, the family disease came from my grandmother, my father's mother's side of the family. We're not incredibly sure where it came from because she's adopted, but yeah. But I tend to draw my character, and my character has been kind of evolving a lot lately. And like this is my most recent piece of artwork that I did. This is kind of like me in my crib type thing. This is the theme that I was going to go with in my nursery was like jungle theme, but because we are going to be trying to sell this house, as far as we know, I thought it would be better to have a room that we can pass off a little bit better as a special needs room. So I'm thinking I'm going to switch to like Lilo and Stitch theme because I love Lilo and Stitch. So yeah. Thank you, Tabby Monk. I'm also seeing as I draw my character a lot, like primarily that's what I draw because I've done a few commissions here and there. It's been a really long time since I've had a commission, but now that my sissy has moved in, she's like, you need to start drawing me. I don't have any commissions. She's like, you got to start drawing me. And I'm starting to try and draw a little bit more furry stuff. Because my boyfriend is also a puppy and he likes to see artwork of himself. I have a really old one of him and I really need to update it. So I've kind of been working on that a bit. And then this is, you can't really see very well this one. Let's see if I can get it to show a little bit. It's very light pencil line still, but this is a watercolor of my sissy. And so it's beginning stages. I haven't touched it in quite a while since we moved. So I need to work on this one, but I'm not sure I'm up to watercolor today. So I may just sketch a bit. Somewhere I have an awesome one. I don't know. Is it in my book? Let's see if it's in my book. I drew one, I think it was for Memorial Day. And I want to see if I can find it in here. Yes, it's in here. I kind of did a fun thing where I did a watercolor piece of this one. Like I did this, and it's a watercolor. And I wanted to try my difference in, like, if I could basically replicate the picture in marker. And so I redid it. It's a much bigger one. It's way bigger, so there's more background to it. So I redid it, but I still am so attached to this one. Like, this is one of the ones I am most proud of. Like, I haven't done a watercolor. And I'm very much into my line work. I love doing like the kind of cartoony line work like in this one. There's a lot of line work to it, and there generally is. So I wanted to do a watercolor with basically no line work. And so it was this little guy. And I am so in love with this one. There's a lot of mistakes, which is partially why I decided to try and recreate it in marker. But it was awesome. And then this one is actually, I did this one for Memorial Day. And all the crosses are like father, husband, hero, son, brother, mother, wife, daughter, sister. The background of this is all watercolor. I believe even the flag. No, the flag is not watercolor. But the background is watercolor. The rest is marker. And it says some gave all up on the top. And this one I drew for Memorial Day. I have a lot of military friends and family, and I wanted something to kind of represent them. And I wanted to do a piece representing that. So it was that one I'm really proud of too, but I'm still so new to everything that I'm learning a lot of techniques, and I've been drawing since I was very young. My mother is an artist, and so I'm following in her footsteps quite a bit. But so, but yeah, it's been fun, and my thing is I want to learn to draw some furries specifically for. Why does that one not want to go? Oh, because it is from this one. Specifically for my daddy. I want to draw his puppy side a little bit. And I really want to do an art piece of him, me, and my sister all like in one picture. So I want to kind of learn to draw some of the furry stuff so that I can try to draw him as like a puppy and as daddy puppy, as he calls it. But that's something. So it's been a while since I've drawn, and I'm kind of missing it. But one of these days I'll do a sketchbook walkthrough. I haven't done one in forever, so it'd be fun to do. And this is nothing in there. But yeah, so I pulled out my art stuff to kind of take a look. I think Barnes and Noble has a how to draw furry. Really? I might have to go look that. I have an interesting style. Like my humans are kind of a mixture between anime, chibi, and cartoonish look. And I've really been developing that style of it. So I'm not wanting to draw I don't know. My furry style will develop over time, but I'll have to check out and see if they have a book. But I do have a Mark Curley How to Draw Manga book. I hope to get all 3 of his because I love him as an artist. So, but I've been watching a lot of videos on furry drawing and looking at a lot of references and things like that. Because I really enjoy it, and I know that's a kind of a good starting point. It would be a start. Yeah, I don't want to lose my style, definitely. And my style is constantly developing too. So it's like if you look back at my portfolio, which someday I should go grab it, but it's outside or not outside of the garage. And I'll do kind of a flip through because there's some very early on pictures where it was like I kind of copied my reference, not traced it or anything like that, but basically copied the picture. And then I started branching out into my own ideas, my own poses, things like that. And it's interesting to see how far I've come. I will say that much. Like it takes a lot of practice, and I don't practice nearly enough. But I literally should be drawing every day, and I don't. But there's just not enough time in the day for me to do sewing and art every single day, which is kind of a bummer. Plus, I'm a late sleeper, so yeah, I don't have enough time in the day. I'm very much a night owl, so like by the time I'm like, let's sit down and do artwork, the sun is setting, my room is dark, and it's hard to draw in no light. So yeah. But no, this is my reference sheets. Like every time I've used a reference for anything, like a hat, clothing, I only wear diapers because I love them. So you are a DL, you're just not an AB. Is that what you're saying? But anytime I use a picture as a reference, I print it off and I put it in my very thick binder. I have some of my own artwork here too. Like, let's see here. Like I've done a lot of I have some Lilo and Stitch drawings that I've done on tracing paper, and I've done I've got some Pokemon pictures I've drawn that I use as references. I've got Squirtle and Pikachu and Magikarp and Charmander. This one was kind of a trace. I want to see Lilo and Stitch. I have to find, there's somewhere I have a picture of Stitch. It's kind of a very common picture of him laying on a pillow over top of Lilo. And I drew it without Lilo under it. And I did it in oil pastel, Crayola oil pastels. And I don't know where that picture is. It's somewhere in my pile of art somewhere. But I have it online and stuff. Like I photographed it and things like that. But next time, maybe when I do a stream, I will bring out the artwork. But for now, I don't have the energy to go searching for it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Okay. That's what okay. That I understand. I am actually on the opposite side where I am not a DL. I am just an AB. But yeah. Yeah, I'll do that sometime soon. I'll do like a sketch, not a sketchbook walkthrough, but like an artwork type thing. But my sketchbooks are, and see, the way I often sketch, excuse me, is like I'll just kind of doodle for a minute, and then I'll like when I sit down to draw, I often sit down to draw a piece. So the way I do it is I draw it in pencil, I'll line it, and then I'll use my light board and I'll put it onto like my marker paper or my watercolor paper or whatever, and then I'll do it. So I always have a blank copy of every piece that I do, and it actually just gets stored in with the original when it's done. I put it behind it. So I'm oftentimes tearing those pictures out of my sketchbook, and then I'm like my sketchbooks are left with just like not even full sketches or anything like that. So I don't know. That's just the way I work. But yeah. One of these days, I'm going to have my camera able to set up so that I could actually like stream with you guys while I draw and you can see what I'm doing. But right now, this is the only camera I have because my other one is somewhere. I have a very old camera. It's from like 2005 or 2007. I got it for my high school graduation. So it's old and it's somewhere, but it does still work. So it's just not as good a quality as I would like. But I can't afford a crazy camera, and I only have my computer camera and my phone. So I have to set it up some way at some point, but something that will come later on down the road. Oh my God. On top of being sick, I am having horrible issues with my legs lately. So it's like, plus our staircase, not our stairway, our driveway is literally like angled like this. So coming up that driveway is really hard for me. I can go down just fine, but coming back up is not so easy. Come on, battery. There we go. Nope. I need to go switch it out. I just have to play with it till it works. But yeah. I don't know. But it's been an hour, so I will probably close up stream here. I don't know. Maybe later I'll just like when I feel like drawing again and figure out what I want to draw, I'll come live and kind of just be quiet while I watch Netflix and things so that I can and then you guys can just watch me draw. I don't know. I've been wanting to do some art videos, but I just haven't had I don't have a tripod for my phone. I don't have a stand for my phone. And it's a great camera because it's an iPhone 8 Plus, and it's a great camera. Like I love that camera, but I don't have any way to stand it up. So I need to get a tripod for it so that I can do that. But and now I'm gonna need to change my diaper. I've been using ABU preschools lately, for during the day. Not incredibly fond of the cloth back version, which I did record a video on those, by the way. I know it's taken me like however long they've been out till now to actually try them, but I did finally record a video on them. But that's what I've been wearing today, and finally hydrated enough that it's actually like, oh, I'm actually using it. I went all day, pretty much all day yesterday, in one diaper, one ABU preschool diaper. So yeah. I am finally hydrated again, which is nice. Because I worry, like if I'm not using up my diapers, it's like I worry because I'm prone to different bowel blockages and things like that if I'm not hydrated. So being hydrated again is nice. So yeah. Any last questions before I close up at all, guys? Literally anything? Oh, I think you went. There we go. This is what diapers are for, just in case of what I even do straight. You guys wouldn't believe the amount of times like I've been recording a video or something like that where I've wet. It's just apparently if I'm like, are you going to try Peekaboo? Yes, at some point. Right now they are out of my size because I am an extra large at the moment. And I don't even know if they ever came out with them in my size, but once they have them in an XL again, I'm going to try them. But I'm kind of revamping my diapers I because I don't wear for pleasure and I actually need them, I have to focus on the functionality of them. So right now I am not using the toilet due to um, a fissure that I have. When I sit on the toilet, that position puts extreme pressure on my fissure and causes extreme pain. Like I will be in there going to the bathroom and just in tears because it hurts so bad. So currently not using the toilet for anything. So it's like I'm going through a lot more diapers, and I was like, there'd be times where I'd be in an ABU simple and it would be completely dry and I'd mess it and then I wasted the whole thing. And I hate doing that because we have kind of a limited budget when it comes to that. So we actually bought some ABU preschools that I could use during the day that I wouldn't have to worry if I did mess my diaper and it was dry, because they're quite a bit cheaper, quite a bit, but they are also quite a bit thinner. But it's really interesting with these because sometimes I can get one to hold like two really big weddings. Um, like it'll hold two really big weddings, and then other times it leaks on the first one, or I can get like three in there sometimes. I don't know. It's weird. It all depends on position for me. I don't have preschool. You're a medium. My boyfriend is a medium. They're thin, mine, not mine. Yeah, they are not ideal for that. Like I call them one and dones when it comes to like the thin diapers. They're one and done. The kiddos I actually really liked, and if I boosted the kiddos, I could get quite a few hours out of that. The kiddos just they're one of my favorite yeah, one wet wonders. They're one of my favorites. Like kiddos are so cute. I just love them, but I don't fit them very well. So yeah. And they're also still too expensive for the purpose that I would need them for. But I'm kind of looking at, unfortunately, going with a really cheap kind of diaper. I'm trying the North Shore Supreme Light for daytime. One time use. Oh, those are not even one time use for me, Jesse. I leak those immediately. One time and I'm leaking. So yeah, they're no go. I can't use pull-ups. Except for North Shores. Sometimes I can use them, but they're still kind of a one-hit wonder for me in that case. But yeah. So like I've had a sample of the North Shore Supreme Lights for daytime, and I'm kind of trying to yeah, instant fail. I'm trying to decide if that's something I'm going to do. I've only tried one so far, Jesse, and unfortunately it was a bad day to try it because I was so dehydrated and stuff that I didn't wet it before I messed it. And I was in it for like 7 hours or 8 hours or something like that. So I didn't get a very accurate depiction of what it can do. So the next time I wear one, like I've been waiting to wear it till I know I'm hydrated so I can test it out for holding urine and for holding a mess. My boyfriend does not think they're going to work for messes very well, but love the fit of lavenders, but but don't have the budget for them. That's the problem I run into. Like I just calculated out how many diapers I will need, and we're looking at about 3 to 4 light diapers for during the day, and then one for at night, a thick diaper for at night. So it's like we're looking at spending like um $250 a month alone. Yeah, unfortunately, see, the thing in our family is I'm the only incontinent one. We all wear, but I'm the only one that wears 24/7 and is incontinent. So unfortunately for the other people in the household, my diapers have to come first, and I feel really bad about that. But at the same time, my boyfriend has like a stockpile. Like I never can stock up on diapers and stay stocked up. Like that's what I would like to do, but it's not something I have been able to do. So I've never had a stash of diapers. I get my case of diapers every month and I use it till I'm out. Jesse, I don't even think I actually messed that diaper. I can't remember if I did or not. I think I had to no. I think I ended up taking it off because I needed a shower and it was starting to kind of break down because I'd literally been in it all day. And I don't think I actually was able to test that out. I don't remember. I've been so sick, I don't even remember. But I'm I have one left. I'm going to kind of the way I usually do my reviews is not necessarily going to work with this one, but did you at least find the North Shore? I don't remember. I really don't. But yeah. So like it was I will say this though. It was more comfortable for me than the regular North Shores. Like several years ago, North Shore sent me a pack to try for a video, I think. Or I bought one. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But I tried the regular ones. Even the comment made me chuckle. Yeah. I tried the North Shore Supremes and the Air Supremes or whatever they are, and I absolutely hated them. I had an issue with no matter how much I activated it or whatever, that they just leaked and they were so stiff for me that it just was not feasible. But the lights are much softer because they're, I think, 20% less thick, they say. I don't know. But they're much softer and more like there's just, they're not so stiff. So I think that so far I like that aspect. I think for me, like I would like to see it slightly bigger. Um, Never had luck with the cloth backs. They just wait. Yeah, like the cloth backs. Every cloth back I have ever tried has like the urine sweating out to the front of, out to the outside, and that's just never a good thing. Like no way. And I really won't use a cloth back for that reason. However, ABU preschools, I haven't had that issue um at all. Like I've used almost a whole case at this point of those and there's been none of that. So I guess my previous statement is not true. Almost everyone I've tried does that, but ABUs have not. So that part of it, that part of the preschools I am thoroughly impressed with. Is that they have not been doing the sweating thing. But I'm not incredibly fond of them in general. I think number one, they have the old tapes still. And I hate those. They are horrible tapes. They don't stick for shit. And yeah, I just don't like the particular idea of a cloth back diaper with a freaking plastic adhesive landing zone. Like that just it infuriates me kind of. It's like that's the opposite of the point, you know? It's like I don't think that was a very good move on their part, but I like the reverse where it's a plastic diaper with a Velcro. Like Tykeables is fantastic. I freaking love Tykeables. They are hands down my favorite diaper, but they haven't brought back the size 3. And I've been asking them since they redid them. I'm like, when are they coming back? And they told me they would come back in 2017. Now they're saying they'll come back in 2018. And I have seen nothing about it. And it's driving me bonkers. I was kind of hoping with this last restock that maybe they would, but no. And I just think that they're not going to bring them back, which is a big bummer because I know a lot of people who would use them. But unfortunately, with me, size dictates what I can buy because I can fit in certain larges. Like I can fit in the Tykeables larges, but barely. I can fit Crinkles larges. I can fit Abena larges. I can fit North Shores larges, I think. I'd have to look at what I have actually. But pretty much that size will dictate what I can do. So other than in any AB diaper except for Tykeables, or I'm sorry, except for Crinkles, I'm in an XL. So it kind of sucks that they don't. I wish they would focus on that. They really need to have all the sizes from small to XL because there's such a wide range of people, and I feel like they're missing out on a whole part of the market when they don't sell those 2 sizes. But that's kind of another conversation for later. But yeah, so I'm looking at like revamping what I'm going to use. I used Crinkles for probably a good solid 6 months, and I couldn't use them in the summer because my skin gets too reactive in the summer. Now that it's kind of fall, I'm looking at possibly doing them again because they're cheaper. So, I mean, like, it's a whole, like, $50 cheaper than getting, like, Tykables or something. So, even though you get 20 less diapers, but it's still, I don't know. I kinda have to go with the amount of money I have to spend each time. So, yeah. But anyway, I am probably gonna go do something. I don't know. I have a headache. I don't wanna do anything, but I'm bored as shit. So, I'll probably put on Netflix and watch or put on Netflix and draw is probably what I'm gonna do. I don't know yet, but probably get my bird uncovered again because I've had him covered since I started, and now he's asleep, which is fine, but he's supposed to be awake. I'm shocked the cat has not come over here, but he's over in this chair snoozing, which is very rare. He never snoozes while I do stuff, so I'm kind of happy about that. I've been working with him a lot on some behavior stuff and training and things like that. So, anyway, guys, those of you who joined, thank you so much for joining and for engaging in the chat. I really appreciate it. And I'll probably do another live stream at some point. What day is this? Friday. So probably next week at some point. Um, so yeah, have a great time. Thanks for you guys' continued support. I really, really appreciate it. And I am going to go Netflix and chill, as they would say. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.